Welcome, everyone. I am here with Sir Brian of House Nerdporeal. My
How you
my
doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you, man? Good to see you again. It's been such a long time, right?
Like
Uh,
it's been eons.
I
I
know,
can't
right?
wait. I can't wait to watch. Even though I've been very disappointed with Game of Thrones season 8, from what I've seen of House of the Dragon, it looks freaking good. So I'm very interested in doing an after show for this show. So
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here. We're gonna take a look at the trailer that just came out at San Diego Comic-Con. We are going to do a after show similar to the one that we're doing for Better Call Saul, and with me and Nerdporeal, and Nerdporeal also does an after show for the Orville on Wednesday nights after the show airs. So we're going to continue the tradition here and get another show and keep the band together, so to speak. May have some other people join us for that. I think, is that right?
That's right.
Maybe. So we'll see what happens with that. But I have sort of a similar experience with Game of Thrones. Obviously, I think most of us were very disappointed with how Game of Thrones ended. But as I've said to a few people now, I am in a weird place when it comes to fantasy. We have Rings of Power that looks like it's shaping up to be a galactic disappointment. We'll see if that's the case or not when it comes out. Obviously, if you are a fan of my channel, Wheel of Time has been a disaster in terms of a fantasy show. We also got the Dungeons and Dragons trailer, which I don't know that I'll do a reaction to, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just that everything else is so bad that it looked like semi okay to me. What did you see any of that trailer, Notorio?
The Dungeons and Dragons one? No,
Yeah,
I just heard about it, so I'll have to check it out
yeah. So
later.
maybe check that out too. But I checked that out, and some people were saying it was cringy. It's like, you know what? Maybe my bar has just been lowered because it didn't look so bad. So maybe I'm a little bit more open to some stuff. So I'm going into this House of the Dragon in a very weird position. I have not forgotten Game of Thrones, but from what the little bit I've seen of this has me intrigued. It looks. I think the costuming at least looks good, which is a big plus compared to some of the other things we've seen. The costuming in Rings of Power, Wheel of Time, and some of these other fantasy shows, movies, has just been terrible. So the fact that they're sort of following the Game of Thrones formula there, I think that the costuming looks pretty good.
Yeah, and the props. I mean, the props. Some of the stuff closely resembles the books than even the show. So I don't even. I'm even curious if this is not even related to the show
Yeah,
at this point,
yeah,
especially with the when it comes to the Iron Throne. When we see the Iron Throne, you'll know because if I as I read World of Ice and Fire, I've seen all the artwork. The Iron Throne is totally different in George's mind than what we see in the Game of Thrones that Dan and Dave did. So
yeah. So I mean, this could be a cool thing because I've read some of Game of Thrones. I've said, or I'm sorry, a Song of Ice and Fire. I've read some of it. It's down. You've read all of it up to
yeah,
date.
I've read both. I read all five books twice.
Cool. Oh well, there you go. So you're coming from a standpoint of knowing the source material pretty well, very well. It sounds like I know a bit of it, and obviously I've watched the show. Actually, I think once or twice through. So I'm coming in at it as a little bit of a fresh perspective without knowing the source material. You know the source material quite a bit, so it should be interesting to see where they go with this. We're going to take a look at the trailer. Hopefully, maybe they've learned. Maybe they've learned from what happened in Game of Thrones. I guess that's always an option. I
Well,
don't know.
that's I mean, they do not have Dan and Dave anymore for
Yep.
this. They're gone.
Yep.
Um, and so it's Ryan Condell, who I think worked on he worked on the I think the Fargo series, the TV series, not the movie, but the TV series. He worked on that, and they got Miguel Sapochnik. If you don't know who Miguel Sapochnik, he's the legendary director of some of the best and worst now with season 8, the worst Game of Thrones episodes.
Right.
Like he directed Hard Home, which is probably the best episode of the series. Like
Yep.
when I saw Hard Home, it made me so excited to see what the future was for Game of Thrones. Season 5
Yep.
was not a strong season. It was a
No.
season that a lot of people didn't like.
Hard Home sort of saved it
Yes, it
in
did.
a
And
lot
the
of
thing
people's
was,
minds.
Hard Home was based on was not based on anything from the books. So Hard Home happens, but it doesn't happen from anybody's perspective, because from Jon Snow's excuse me,
Yeah.
from Jon Snow's perspective, he sent people to Hard Home. He wasn't there. He was at Castle Black the whole time.
Right.
We only heard stories about what was going on at Hard Home. So there was a lot of unreliable narration right there.
Right.
But what they did in that episode just made me so excited for John and the army of the dead. Like, I
Yeah.
wanted to see like an epic, like they were setting up an epic battle,
Yeah. Well,
and we didn't get that.
didn't Miguel didn't he also uh didn't he direct The Long Night as well?
He directed The Long Night.
So that's
He
so
directed
Hard Home.
Battle. He,
So Hard Home's a plus, Long Night is a minus.
yeah, but he also directed the Battle of the Bastards
Yeah, so that yeah.
with Ramsey. That was a great episode. I don't know. I know some
Well,
people might disagree with me, but
I remember a lot of people were hyped up for The Long Night because he had done some other
oh
previous
yes,
battles and they wanted it. They thought that
yeah,
he was the right man for the job. But
yeah. Just like Neil Marshall did the Blackwater Battle from season 2, which was
mhm,
awesome. Like, it made me want to keep watching the show because of that. And
yeah,
he also did the Battle for the Watch, which was also awesome. Like,
right.
they were two awesome episodes.
So
And then
yeah, so
Sapoknik took over after that for season 5. So he did Hard Home, he did the Battle of the Bastards, and
right,
he did the excellent Winds of Winter, which was the finale for season 6, one where Cersei's plan, goes off without a hitch, and the entire
yeah,
Sept of Baelor gets destroyed,
exploded. Yeah,
exploded, and like like everyone, almost like 90% of the characters in King's Landing were dead after
yeah,
that. So
yeah, yeah,
that was such an awesome opening with an awesome the Faith of the Seven track was some of the best television music I've ever heard. Like, it was
yeah.
so good. Like, and
Oh
then
yeah,
after season 7, it took a dive in quality. I mean, there was the great battle with that was directed by the Always Sunny in Philadelphia director. I forget his name, but he directed the episode with the Lannisters fighting Daenerys and the Dothraki. And that
okay.
was really the last good episode
Yeah,
of
with the
Game of
dragon,
Thrones. And then
with
after
Jamie
that, it
charging
just
the
went,
dragon. Yeah,
yeah, then after that, it just went downhill
yeah.
for the rest of season 7. Then season 8 had the first 2 episodes were great. And
I
then
don't
it
know
just
about
went,
great. They're okay.
okay, they're okay.
For
They
me.
were okay. I loved the first episode because I felt it was setting up the White Walkers really well with the kid. The kid was
Yeah,
screaming. He was pinned to the wall, yet he became alive, and they burned him. It was
yeah.
such a creepy scene.
It was
And
creepy. Yeah,
this was at the last hearth, and where the Umbers are.
yeah,
But then episode 2, where Jamie makes Brianna Knight, and they
yeah,
sing together, and they have like this eve of battle thing, was great. Like, it was great. It was great for the characters. It was cool seeing them all together.
yeah,
And then I was so excited for the next episode. And then after that, I was just like,
yeah, yeah. What
I
did
was
you
like,
do?
for one thing, I thought they were going to lose. I felt they should have
They
lost,
should have lost. They should have.
and they
But
didn't. They just won because Arya just she came out of nowhere and just did a Ray where she just dropped the dagger,
yeah,
caught it with the other arm, and stabbed him.
yeah, ridiculous. So bad. But I mean, that's so. I mean, we. It's hard to remember. They did a lot of things right with Game of Thrones. The first the early seasons. So I'm hoping maybe they've learned from some of these mistakes they made in the past. Maybe they'll get it right this time. We're gonna check the trailer out and we'll give you some thoughts. I think, and we'll play it through. Hopefully, once if we got anything to say, you need me to pause it, just let me know. But
Right.
I'm hoping that it's not just I want some good fantasy. I'm yearning for some good fantasy, and I hope maybe we can get it from this. Maybe I'm just looking for fool's gold, but I guess we'll see, right? So let's check out the trailer here. I'm gonna back it up, and we'll start her off. All right,
Here we go.
and here we
Looks
go.
great.
All right, yeah, the dragon looked really good.
I mean, look at that Iron Throne.
Yeah,
It's bigger.
we'll go through. I guess we'll go through it again, huh? Yeah, we'll just piece out some sections. So I mean, the world still looks good, right? I mean, it's
Yes, it
pretty
does.
and everything looks it's not like overly bright like all the other fantasies and goofy, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's my now look. I mean, the dragon looks phenomenal. I'm sorry, it looks really cool.
Was that Deceptive Baylor?
I'm not sure. We'll go back to it here and once we play through it. Once, what do you think?
Wow, look at that. That looks awesome. This looks more in line with what they showed in.
I mean, there's some unique looking armors too. I mean, I think that's sort of cool. I mean, some of it's. I mean, and the weaponry and the props actually look like. I mean, it's such a low bar, but when you're saying it looks like a weapon somebody would wield, right?
Yeah. This looks great though.
Yeah, it's definitely yeah. Ooh, look, yeah.
And that
There was
Iron
the
Throne,
Iron Throne right there,
jeez.
right?
Yeah.
That's a great shot right there too.
Yeah.
Matt
This is
Smith too is always. Oh,
Matt
that
Smith
guy,
is
man!
awesome.
I always forget his name. That actor's he's a great actor too. I always think of the replacements when I see him. So there's obviously going to be a lot of dragons, obviously. So which I don't know how you can say no to dragons, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can say what you want about HBO, but at least their effects look pretty darn good.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Our hearts remain as one.
Our hearts were never one.
Oh,
You never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of political intrigue in this.
yeah, it definitely looks like.
Where's shooting?
But I mean, look, I mean, oof, so, I don't know. So I'm, woo, wow. So I mean, look, it's now again. This is coming from somebody that's not a big. I haven't read what House of is it what Fire and Blood
It's
or
Fire and Blood.
so I
Volume
haven't
1.
read Fire and Blood.
Neither
So
have
I'm
I.
not. What's that?
I've not read Fire and Blood yet.
Yeah, so I don't know how accurate to that this is, to be honest. Right now, just but
George
and
himself is involved in this, so he's been helping. He's not directly writing this, but he's been like consulting like full time, which is why he hasn't. That's why he hasn't been working on Winds of Winter nearly as much.
there's always something to keep George from working on Winds of Winter. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
and he doesn't get. He gets more. He gets more out of doing this than that, which to
Yeah.
the to the pain of fans of his
All
books
his
for
fans that,
years.
yeah,
Yeah.
all his fans that made his career, he needs to finish those books. He just needs to finish it.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So here, oops, I'm sorry. There's the Iron Throne you're talking about there.
It's
So,
much bigger and it looks more menacing.
oh
I
yeah,
mean, the actual size, if you look at the painting, is actually a lot bigger. Like it's like you have there it has its own steps.
yeah.
Like you
One,
have to.
there's swords everywhere. I'm assuming those are melted swords there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's all melted swords.
yeah,
It just it's supposed to be menacing.
yeah.
It's supposed to like draw fear into all the people, all the subjects.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can see that. That's much. I think a marked improvement. I mean, I don't think that the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones was terrible, but it didn't look like that. That's for sure.
No, not at all.
Let's
They got
see.
way more money though for this one.
Did they? I mean,
I
it
think
looks like
so.
it looks it. Let me see if I can get a good shot of these guys sword fighting here. So he's got a flail. Looks like you got the Targaryen
Yeah, the
crest
Targaryen
on the
shield.
shield there.
Yep.
So but so that's so this is gonna sound stupid, all right, but I'm gonna say it anyways. It's nice to see uh fantasy people, knights fighting with armor, proper
Yes.
armor,
Yes.
and proper swords
Yep.
and shields.
And wearing helms. I mean, which was a
y-
problem with Game of Thrones. Like George was like, that person would be wearing a helm.
yeah.
Like Stannis in season 2, the
Mhm.
Blackwater episode, wasn't wearing a helm. He's the freaking king, and he's not wearing a helm because
Yeah.
they wanted to show the actor's face,
Yeah. So
which is
it's one of
dumb. But
those.
that's my opinion.
Yeah. No. Well, you're getting a lot of that these days of taking
Yeah, that's Deceptive
logic.
Baylor right there.
Yeah.
and they
Is
made
that
it look totally different. I think it's Deceptive. It looks
well? I
like
mean,
Deceptive
this
Baylor.
takes place years and years before the events of Game of Thrones, so it makes sense that it would look different. So it's nice that they're doing that, right? It shows that they're not just copy
Yeah,
pasting anything.
I feel like they're trying to make it more in tune with what was shown in World of Ice and Fire, and for that I appreciate that because
Mm.
I mean I think George has more of a say in how it looks compared
Well,
to
yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Well, I hope. I mean, maybe that's a lesson they've learned. Instead of just sort of letting him consult, he's like, well, consulting on another level, I guess we can say, right?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Now let's see what we got here. So, and I don't know who, like, I'm gonna throw this out here right now. I don't know who the cast of characters is for this. So I'm gonna be learning as we watch, and which I think is a benefit to me because I'm going in cold, so I don't know how these guys are supposed to be. I'm sure I'm gonna get corrected, which is fine. It's all good. But I know there was some. It looks like are there two sisters vying for the Iron Throne at this point? Is that what happening? Is that what
Oh,
you're taking from this?
what's going on is there's this King Viserys. He's the King Viserys. I don't know if he's the first, but he's in this season. He's the king at this point.
Okay.
And then what happens is eventually he dies. I don't remember how he dies. I don't know if it's old age or if there is more evil machinations going on. I have to read Fire and Blood, but the fact is he dies.
Right.
He's got multiple children. He's got a son, Aegon the Third. I think it's
Okay.
Aegon the Third. And then he has a half daughter, Rhaenyra. So Rhaenyra is the main character of the show. That's
Okay.
the woman that you see on the beach.
Okay.
And it's their factions fighting for the Iron Throne.
Okay.
And that's basically what the Dance of the Dragons are.
Okay.
And it's messed up because
Yeah.
Aegon is a kid.
Right.
Aegon is a kid and Rhaenyra is an adult. And I know the main fates of them because I've watched the lore videos.
Right.
I think this is going to be like at least 2 or 3 seasons. I don't see it being any more than that.
Okay. Well, if it, it's. I think it should take as long as it should take to do it right. Right.
Yeah.
If it's going to be 4, if it's going to be 3, if you can get all the details you need to get from the source material in there.
Yeah, so there's going to be no
great.
dialogue. Like the Fire and Blood is written like a
Right.
history
It's a
book.
history,
So
right?
it's written from the point of view of a maester. If
Right.
you remember what a maester is. They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
scholars that
Yeah.
basically teach all the kids in all the noble houses
Right.
that hail from the Citadel, which is the Citadel is also in Old Town.
Right.
So one of the characters, the girl from Ready Player One, she plays one of the High Towers. The High
Okay.
Towers hail from Old Town, which is the largest, I believe, the largest city in Westeros. Maybe
Okay.
next to King's Landing.
Right.
And that's originally where the Sept. That's originally where the faith of the Seven were located. Kind of like the Vatican, but because of the Targaryens, the faith moved to King's Landing, and they built the Sept of Baelor as a result.
Okay.
So
Cool. All right. Yeah. See, I'm already learning stuff. So is is that her?
I believe that's Princess Rhaenyra. They do flashbacks, so we're gonna see her when she's young. I don't know if this is when she's young. I don't know if that's supposed to be Corlys Velaryon when he was young.
It could. Yeah, it would make sense, right? I mean, considering what he looks like when he's older.
Yeah,
I do
And
have to say, I'm sorry. The helmets, I like the dragon helmets. I'll be a nerd. I like big helmets.
Yeah.
I'm a World of Warcraft player, so flashy big armor. I'm a fan. This helmet looks a little weird, but that helmet looks pretty good.
I mean, Matt Smith plays Prince Daemon Targaryen. So Daemon is the younger brother of the king.
Okay.
So, but he's far off from being the heir. So, but what he is he's a political enemy of the Hand of the King. Now, if you remember what the Hand of the King is, Hand of the King is basically the one that does all the work. He's basically the one he's like second in command to the king. He reports to the king. He always leads the council meetings, and he is the one that basically gets stuff done. In the show, in Game of Thrones, it was Ned Stark was the Hand of the King,
Tyrion,
and then Tywin, Tyrion, then Tywin.
Yep.
And Tywin just
Tywin
was basically the ruler.
Yeah, he was basically king.
Like the way he treated Joffrey in that one episode in season at the end of season 3, where he's like, you know what, I can have it arranged so that we can carry you to the Tower of the Hand, because that's where he has his meetings. He has his meetings where he lives. He doesn't have them in the council chambers, which is typical for, you know, which is right behind the I believe right behind the throne room.
Right. Yeah,
So
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, no, well, it's Tywin Lannister, man. Of course he's
yeah,
gonna.
dude, Tywin is awesome. And when we lost him in season 4, it was like, oh,
Oh
the
yeah,
show
it was
kind of
tough. Yeah, it
the
was
story kind
terrible.
of suffered because he was such an awesome character. Like
Oh
he was
yeah.
such a bad guy, and you didn't know what he was capable of. Like he could be stern, but then he could be cunning.
Well, that's why it was so great. Is he
Yes,
was
and Charles Dance just, dude,
yeah.
Charles Dance, he's
Oh,
freaking
it's Charles Dance. Yeah, I mean, he's always on, always keeping you on your toes, right? So
yeah.
it was. You never knew what was going to happen, so that was part of the intrigue of Game of Thrones. So I'm hoping maybe we get some of that in here,
I'm
especially because I'm going in completely blind to what's going on. So
not sure who
let's see
that was. Who's
who
being? I'm
the
guessing he's
sword
being
the
knighted.
sword point. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. He's got a crown. It looks like he's got a crown of some sort on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess we'll see. I'm not sure. Somebody will probably correct us in the comments or something. That was this is the girl you're talking about from the whatever. I'm sorry, what town was it? The
Old
magistrate.
Town.
Magistrate. Okay,
I think that's supposed to be Lady Alicent Hightower.
okay.
I think that's Olivia Cook, I believe.
I think so. Okay, so let's see. So this I always forget his name, but he is a great actor. So
I let me see.
I always think of him. I don't know why it is. Whenever I see him, I think of him in the movie. I don't know if you've seen it, The Replacements. Oh, he plays the
Oh,
kicker in it.
it's Reese Evans.
Yeah.
He plays the Hand of the King. He plays
Oh, okay.
Sir Otto Hightower. He's the girl's father. So there's Alicent
Nice.
Hightower, and there's Sir Otto Hightower. So he's the
Cool.
Hand of the King.
All right. So
And
he's
according to this, he's a rival. He's a political rival of Damon of Matt Smith's character.
yeah. Well, that's what you said, right? So yeah.
Yes.
So that makes sense. So cool. So here's another good shot of the Iron Throne. All the melted swords. That's
Yeah, that
pretty
looks awesome.
crazy looking.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else.
So you got the maester on the right, and you had
Oh, yeah, we'll go back.
you had the faith guy, the priest on the left.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
One thing I really
So,
liked about Song of Ice and Fire is just the institutions were really well fleshed out in
yeah.
Westeros.
Oh, let me go back to the dragon here if I can find a good shot of the dragon. No, it's pretty quick.
That's a
There
great
you go.
shot. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
great shot.
right in dragons, man. I mean, I don't.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
I don't know that there's anything cooler than a dragon rider. I just have to say it, but hopefully they don't know weird ballistas shoot it out of the air for some unknown reason.
Matt Smith again.
Yeah, there you go. Obviously, some sort of fight aftermath of a fight. We got a dragon egg here. All right, let's see here. That's a very cool shot. So obviously, this
I'm
dragon
trying to
is.
remember where that is.
Well, I'm assuming it's a dragon, maybe
Maybe the
underneath.
dragon's nest, or
I mean,
there was the.
I mean,
I'd have to.
wasn't there like a big cave underneath the red keep?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so. Like it's in the books. I don't believe they showed it in the show.
Dude, some proper cloaks, man. I gotta say, dude, I do like a lot of the outfits.
Yes,
Some proper cloaks, some proper armor. It all looks like
they
it
hired.
belongs together.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. They hired the best people, like the best costume. Like they have it's funny. They really Dan and Dave did a really good job finding people to make costumes, and I feel like this is just an evolution of what they did in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's definitely that same feel, right? So
Yes,
and that's a good thing when it comes to that. It's
and jousting and everything. I love
yeah,
this.
the look and the feel of it was never wrong. It was the story that let it down.
Yes. So
This
this
is
is pretty
sort of
much a
weird.
so this is pretty much a self-contained story. It's history, so we kind of know what happens, but we just don't know how it plays out exactly.
What's
So
with all the
dialogue has to
crabbies
be
here?
written. Yeah.
What's with all the crabs on the beach here? Do you know what this is about? This looks sort of interesting.
I don't know. I'm guessing there's a lot of crabs. A pyre.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm curious if there's any hint of the red witch's religion, the uh,
Hmm.
religion of R'hllor.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fire. You know the fire guy. I'm curious
yeah.
if there's any influence of that at this point, and I'm curious if the Targaryens I have to reread the history of that religion. I was disappointed with what ultimately came because I was hoping that like Red Priest would come to Westeros to help fight the White Walkers. That's what I was
Right.
hoping would happen, and we just got Melisandre.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, I'm
Just
going
well,
to
and then he had
Volantis. She's
then he
like, I'm
had
going
yeah.
to Volantis to get the she's like, I'm going to Volantis, and we all thought she was going to bring a bunch of Red Priests back with her, and
Yeah. Well,
including that woman
yeah.
that got under Varys' skin. Varys the
Yeah.
eunuch, the bald guy.
Oh yeah.
He's another great character that I
The
felt
spider,
got
man.
wasted. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
fucking
the
wasted.
spider got wasted completely. But this is a cool.
Littlefinger, yeah.
This is don't even start Littlefinger. Yeah, I don't know. All the smart political guys that should be making moves all got outsmarted in ridiculous ways in
Yeah,
Game of Thrones. So,
by a 17-year-old, really?
yeah, ridiculous. But what do you think of this shot of the dragon here?
Yeah, looks happy.
Yeah,
He
I
does
thought it
look
looked
kind of
pretty good.
menacing. He looks different
Yeah,
from we're supposed to get see Balerion the Dread, one of the original dragons that
is
Aegon the Conqueror used to conquer the Seven Kingdoms.
that what maybe because this is the
Is going to be is still alive during this
is that
House of
maybe this dragon since
Balerion
this
the Dread is black. But
oh so
Balerion
no
the Dread is black.
because
So
this is like white, like almost looking white. Yeah.
there's multiple dragons, so I'm
Oh yeah, there's
guessing they didn't show Balerion, but Balerion is the largest. He's like he makes Drogon look like a little kid.
yeah, but I'm just looking at I think the dragons look great. I mean,
Oh yeah, they
I'll be
look
right. I
great. Yeah,
think they
like
look fantastic.
they
So
have some of the best VFX. They have the best
no, they
VFX.
do. Like there's look, and there's the we'll leave it there for while we talk some more. But look, man, like I don't know. It's one of those. I think maybe it's because I don't know the story of this, but I'm this I don't know. And I've said it. Maybe it's just because I'm looking for some good fantasy, but stuff looks good. Like in it, the arm. I think most of the armor for me, anyways, looks pretty good. Um, I, and I don't know. I'm gonna try and go into this with an open mind and try and ignore the fact that Game of Thrones crashed and burned.
Same here.
I guess that's the most honest and the fairest thing I can do with the show. And guess what? If I like it, maybe I'll be against the grain and like this, and people won't. Then well,
Nobody's
that's
talking about this.
yeah.
Everybody's laser focused on Rings of
Rings
Power.
of Power. Yep. So, but you know what? Hey, you know what? I admit fully to being a layman and going on this and just being a fantasy fan, and I hope that I am surprised and enjoy it. So,
And
I guess we're gonna see.
it will actually air during prime time on Sunday. So having an after show won't be a pain in the butt.
There you
Unlike
go.
the Orville where they drop at 11 p.m.
Yeah,
So
dude. I'm not gonna. At least I won't fall asleep on you for that. So, but yeah. So, I mean, what do you think? You feeling about the same? A little bit more hyped up? About just ready
I'm
for
feeling
it? I mean,
I'm kind of hyped for it. I mean, I'm just like in isolation. I think this could be a really great show. I think it's got the potential. It's got the fact that they had Miguel Sapochnik involved, even though season 8 was a train wreck. But I think it wasn't completely Sapochnik's fault.
yeah,
I think it was just bad leadership from Dan and Dave.
yeah.
And Dan and Dave were barely there. They barely
Yeah.
did anything. They were
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing at all. So
yeah, and they just didn't know how. They just ended the series without really
yeah,
wrapping everything up.
it became painfully evident that they didn't. Once they ran out of George's material, they did not know what they were going to do. So
Yeah, they didn't.
maybe if George is like you say involved in this heavily, maybe
Yes, he is.
we can keep having that dialogue in something. I feel bad for the people waiting for his books to come out, but
Yeah, same here.
you know what? I'll take some good TV. I'm cautiously optimistic. I am
Same
not.
here.
I won't get. I'm not like I don't have that like hyped. I'm ready to go feeling. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested. My interest is peaked. I'm cautiously optimistic. Think and it sounds very weird saying this, but just the fact that the costuming looks good and the characters look uh pretty good, you know, is a big thing for me right
Yes.
now, considering how goofy most fantasy characters look these days. So,
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah, so we're going to be just to wrap it up. We're going to be on Nerdporeal Lifeform's channel. I will put the link in the description, so you guys can find us there. We will watch the episode and probably go live and review each episode with our opinions, like, dislike, whatever. Um, right after the show, almost immediately after the show is over each week. So hopefully you guys come join us, and maybe the best thing about being in some of these chats is we get to learn a lot from people, and we get to hear some theories and some great ideas, and share a lot of stuff, and get educated on some stuff, and share a lot of things together. It's been a lot of fun doing some of these after shows with Nerdporeal, and I'm looking forward to this one. I hope it's a good show, and we get to actually enjoy it like we enjoy our Better Call Saul and most part Orville reviews.
Yeah, same here. I can't wait. I can't wait to do this. I feel like this is not getting enough attention, so I just wanted to I wanted to show this off. So
Well,
and
I appreciate you letting me join you again, and even do this sort of get the word out a little bit. So hopefully we get some people to check it out and join us, and have a fun chat. So I'm looking forward to it, my friend, and I hope you are too.
I am. Can't wait.
All right, cool. So what do you know release date? I guess I should end with that. Do you know when it releases?
Yes, it releases on August 21st. So that'll be a Sunday. So that'll be a Sunday
And
night. It's going to be 8 p.m. Central, which
okay,
is the
so
same exact time that they aired Game of Thrones. It's
EPM
perfect time.
Central. All right, so I'm sorry. What was the day again? I lost.
August
Sorry.
21st. So it'll
So
be a
you
Sunday.
will. So we will be live August 21st at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern,
Yep,
and
it'll literally be right after. It'll be like the
yep,
6 days after Better Call Saul ends. So
perfect.
it'll be it's like the next show
That's
after Better
exactly
Call
what we
Saul.
need. So somewhere to we'll slip right into House
Yeah,
of the Dragon after Better Call Saul.
that's
Sounds
right.
sounds like it was meant to be, my friend.
Yeah, I know. It's like perfect. It perfectly fits like a glove
Yeah, right.
or a suit of armor,
How a suit of
chainmail.
armor, yeah, yeah. A nice fitting cloak.
Yes, nice fitting cloak.
Yes, sir. So thank you for watching us sort of fumble our way through this trailer. It was fun talking to you about it. I'm looking forward to it, and definitely looking forward to talking with you, man. So uh yeah, so I hope you join us then. And until then, have a great night, and all hail the Lord Dragon. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care.